first match day vlog where we're getting pitch side action. End of the table clash, but just as hard as every other game. Massive game. There's no easy games in League One. So we're en route for session number 1 of the day. Like I said, still aiming to ramp up our recovery. So we've been out for about 5 weeks in total now. I think we're entering week 6. So the longest I've been out in terms of dealing with an injury with football. It's been a proper mental and physical battle. But we're finally starting to see some progress and finally getting close to returning to full fitness. I'm going to be going through my rehab work, sort of all my strengthening exercises, a bit of flexibility and mobility. And then we'll be heading down for session number 2, which is at the stadium with the boys. Before today's game. So as I mentioned, today we've got Cambridge at home with third from bottom. I think it's a sellout crowd as well, so it should make for a decent game and a decent atmosphere. It's definitely the biggest game of the season so far, so if we can get 3 points, it's going to stand us in good stead in our fight to stay in League One this year, which is the aim. So for all you viewers as well, this is actually the first matchday vlog where we're getting pitch side action. So taking you behind the scenes and showing you everything about today's game, how we get on, sort of warm-ups, routines, exactly what goes on behind the scenes as a professional footballer, and like I said, some tons of matchday footage to show you along the way. This is the first time I'm back on the pitch, getting the boots on, which is a big boost, both mentally and physically. So all in all, it should be a good day. The sun is shining, the sky is clear as well, which makes for perfect weather for a match day. I don't know if you guys, whether you're a footballer, if you're watching this, what your sort of favourite conditions are when you're playing football, but for me, this is ideal weather. Unfortunately, we're not playing just yet, but just puts you in a much better mood. And like I said, getting the boots back on, getting some running done on the pitch, being in and around the boys, back in front of the fans. So as always, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more matchday footage and behind the scenes action, as we're closing on 5,000 subscribers. So a massive thank you to everyone for showing support on the page. Really do appreciate it. Gym work done. I've officially got my tracksuit back on for the first time in what feels like forever. Rehab work done. That's one thing I do struggle with. If you've ever been injured, the sessions are nowhere near as enjoyable as, say, like getting a upper body workout in, but doing all that sort of stuff is going to help me massively in my return to play. So now that's done, we are off for a post-gym feed. I don't know about you guys, but post-gym food is by far my favourite meal of the day, of the week, probably of my life. Not to be too exaggerative. However, like I said, get a little bit of post-gym food down us, which is probably going to be Nando's because it's close to the ground. Ideal for timing as well. And then we're going to head off to the stadium. Got to be there for about 1:30. Get a little bit of the work done that we need to on the pitch. Like I said, get back into the kit, back into the boots, which will be a nice feeling, as it's been a very long time. But good start to the day. First session done. Now on to food and session 2. A little run through on the session. So as I mentioned, rehab work is not fun. It's not very enjoyable, but we're essentially doing what we need to do to improve on the weak areas and get ourselves into the best shape possible. Work on the weaker spots so that we can get back in shape, ready for when we return to football. So today's session was essentially just working on lower back strength, glute strength, groin strength, all the surrounding muscles to do with my back basically. So this has been given to me by our S&C coach, the head of strength and conditioning at Crawley, so he designs all my sessions for me. So shout out to Rick because he's been helping me massively with my recovery work. That'll be my alarm to essentially get me to go down to the ground because we're probably going to be a little bit late if we do stay too long in Nando's. So like I said, a little bit of an overview in terms of today's session, just working on the weaker points, nothing too fancy. They're not the most enjoyable sessions, but like I said, we're getting them done, we're getting them ticked off in our road to recovery. Ding! Just like a little warm bit. Yeah, go. Start, I'm going for me to you down here. Chest up. So that's the session done. A very tough session, but just glad to be back on the pitch with the boots on. First session ticked off and done. Like I said, back in the stadium with everyone. Rick's done this S&C session for us. Now we're just going to get in, get changed, come out and support the boys for a massive game. So I'll catch you once the game's done. Yes everyone, welcome back to the channel. So a very disappointing result in all honesty. A massive game. Ended up being 2-0 loss at home, which was sort of a tough one to take, but it just shows again how tough League One is. That's one thing that I spoke about before on the page. Obviously having made the step up, there's no easy games in League One, so although it was a bottom sort of end of the table clash, they're just as hard as every other game. I think that's the main difference between sort of League 2 and League 1. League 2, you'd sometimes get like easier games, whereas League 1, every game is really tough. So a disappointing result, but 14 games left, 14 massive cup finals to still get the job done, which I'm still confident that we will. Because as you've seen in the league, a couple of wins easily takes you up the table. But that's part of football. Like I said, you can never get too low with it, and never get too high with it. For myself, obviously today, a really good feeling, just getting the boots back on, being out in front of the fans, getting some running into the legs, just being in and around the matchday environment. That's one thing I've missed massively. It was sort of a really nice feeling just being in the changing rooms with the lads before the game, getting back into the routine of things. And like I said, for me, a really difficult sort of 5 weeks I think it's been now with this recovery and rehab, so to finally get the boots on and feeling sort of fresh on the pitch, getting the work in that I wanted to, was a really nice feeling. But obviously then topped off with a disappointing result. So again, the highs and lows of things, these are the things that you've got to deal with as an athlete. But for the rest of the week, we have got a full week of training. Tuesday's game, I think, will hopefully be the last one that I'm missing. And then we'll hopefully get back onto the pitch and pushing for some more match action. So if you have enjoyed the matchday footage, like I said, something slightly different for everyone, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. And like I said, thank you very much for watching and staying tuned, and I'll see you all in the next one.